Hope you're all okay. I'm going to show you guys how to do a mix from start to finish, and band The Painted Crows very kindly lent me some of their stems they've recorded at Real World, and I want to go through everything that I would do in a mix. I'm not saying that this is right or wrong, this is just my way of doing it, this is just a way of doing it. I would advise you all just learn as much as you possibly can and take the bits that you want from everybody. The first thing to know is I'm working off of the computer. I'm not working off of a separate hard drive. So if you guys are using USB sticks or hard drives to store your tracks, make sure you pull them onto your actual computer. The next thing, when you guys drop your stems into Logic for the first time, they might need arranging. So that is what I did. I just laid all of the tracks out as I would normally have them. So generally for me, I start with the drums at the top, and then I work my way down to the bass and the guitars and the vocals at the end. So the first thing I want to do is just have a listen to the track. I know the band pretty well, but let's just see what we're listening to. So as you guys can see down here on my stereo out, the sum of all the individual tracks, I'm clipping. We don't want that at all. We're going to need lots of headroom. If we don't have headroom, we're going to clip. So I'm just going to select all of the tracks except the stereo out and the master, because I want to leave those guys at 0, and I'm going to just pull everything down by about 5 dB for now. And I'm going to turn up on my interface. I'm not going to turn up with these controls. I'm going to turn up on my interface if I need to.
Good night, I lies down. You say don't be far away, long way, but
cool, that's enough headroom for now. First thing I want to do is look at the drums. So I just want to have a look at the kick channels. So let's just loop in this top section. I just want to loop. I just want to hear one of the. Sounds really nice. Move that out. They both have really nice character to them. So I know for some of you guys time will be at the effort as well. That's not what I meant. Time, you won't have a lot of time. That's what I meant. So first thing I'm going to do is I just want these kick drums going to their own bus. So instead of everything going to the stereo out on my individual tracks, I actually want to assign it so they all have their own individual sends. So I want both of my kick channels to go to bus 1, which will appear over here, and I will label that. It's bigger. Kick. Cool. I like everything in capitals. I don't know about you guys. Okay. So now both of these tracks are going out of are going into one kick channel. So if I mute that channel, everything's muted. Now you could go in and EQ them individually. So to do that with I'm just going to stick to Logic plugins at the moment, because I know that's what a lot of you guys are going to be using. It's cool. Just want to get more air around it, and I know that it's going to be in these sort of bandwidths here that I'm going to get more of the click of that beta coming through. I'm trying to think of the song in my head as I'm doing this to try and just find a sort of good tuning place for the kick drum, and I think it's at 94 for now. I'm going to go crazy. I'm going to cut everything under 25 hertz just to clean it up a bit. I'm not going to hear this. We're going to feel more of this, and this is when we're going to start to hear it. And I just want to try something. I gotta be honest, even the sort of boxy areas doesn't sound horrible. It sounds pretty nice, actually. I'm going to leave that flat. I'm just going to turn up my interface. So before, A, B. Okay. And obviously what I have done is added gain to my signal already. I've added plus 7.5, plus 5.5. I might be a little bit too high. That doesn't matter, but for good housekeeping, I'm going to just reduce my gain here by a decibel. If I do that every point along the way, I'm going to be giving myself a little bit of headroom back instead of just constantly increasing. I'm going to be also reducing my overall gain on my plugins just to try and squeeze a little bit more headroom into there. Yeah, that's cool.
But I told you.
I'll gate them later. Bit naughty, but let's try it now anyway. And then I'll just cut it off again here and just sharpen the cut off. I just like it. I just like that a lot. This is a I'm going to cut that out. And I'm going to narrow the Q as more specific to that bandwidth. Maybe not that narrow though. Just a little bump there. Like I said, I'm going to gate it, see. I'm going to draw that in as well. It's really, really firm. It's nice. And again, I've just reduced the gain down by a decibel. Right, so I don't need to solo those guys like that. I'm going to just listen to the kick drum. Let's hear it before. Yeah. I like it. That's without compression. Let's have a look at the waveforms. Just wanna. So I'm doing that with a command and just one of the down arrows, and then I'm shifting left and right. Again, just hold command and just go left and right with your sort of right hand, bottom right hand, left and right keys, up and down, left and right. So there's a couple of areas where they differ. But dynamics are crucial. Dynamics are crucial to this band as well. Those are intentional. They are going to be with the ebb and the flow of the music as much as anything. So I don't want to affect their dynamics by applying too much compression at the moment. I think any compression I apply now should be for the positive characteristics of that compressor and adding that to the sound and making it sound juicy, making it sound more professional, not necessarily using compression to alter the dynamics too much or to make them all even, because if everything's even, it's going to lose the life of the track. And in this kind of music, the life is, well, it's imperative, it's crucial. So I'm just going to check one more thing as well. I just want to see how they lined up they are. I'm tempted to give this one a little nudge. Kick in is going to be a little bit more. Let me see if I can do that. Mouse has just turned off. There we go. Just going to zoom out a minute. Might be being silly here. I am being silly. It's not letting me move it across because I need to drag this back a little bit. So let me just zoom in. Cool. So I'm just going to drag this one back. This might not sound as good as it should do in my head, but I'm just going to now, see, now I've made a bit of space, I can actually give it a little nudge hopefully. So just going to grab this guy and just pull it back there. And let's hear it now. Well, it's given me peace of mind anyway. Okay, I want to hear let's add some compression on just so we know what we're doing. So go to audio effects, we're going to use logic compression again. I'm going to save this, Command S. I'm not sure if it did that when I was in the plugin window. Command S, right, saved. So audio effects, dynamics, compressor, stereo. I'm going to stick with this compressor for now. I tend to use this one a lot. It's clean. I'm going to turn the auto gain off for now. Okay. I'm going to set the threshold to super sensitive and I'm going to crank the ratio. I'm turning up my interface. I put it into hyper mode with a threshold and the ratio set to super sensitive, because I just want to really hear what the attack is doing. Now, like I said before, if I was trying to tame uneven hits, we'd have to have a very short attack. But I'm not. I'm trying to just add to the sound. I'm just trying to make it ultimately better. That's too much. My heart's telling me that. Okay, I'm going to do the same with the release. Long release. It's acting as a gate almost as well. It's just glue and it's tight. That's how I'm feeling about that right now. I don't want a super high ratio either. Just so it's doing something, okay? And now I pull my threshold back. Oh, to my headphones now. So, it's not doing anything at the moment. I just want to... That's doing a lot. So I just want to... I don't want to make it breathe too much with the compression. I just want it to be natural. Just A-B that off. Definitely more in your face. You need the makeup gain to be that high. It's quite nice. It's just a lot tighter. I'm going to leave it there for now. But you can see how I can play with the stages. Oh, that's still telling me to stick with this one. Turn my output gain down by a little bit, and my input gain. Just try to retain a little bit of headroom. Okay, leave it there for now on that guy. We will gate in a minute. Let's get the snare involved in this. So snare bottom, snare top. I'm just going to, just because it will annoy me otherwise, I'm just going to swap those two channels around. I just want to come back over here a minute and just see what I'm looking at. I will just want to take this guy and put it over here. Just because when you're miking up a kit, you do the top snare first and then the bottom, and it will just throw me otherwise. Okay, so Command 2, bring up the mix screen again. I want this to go to its own bus. So this guy will go to bus 2. Cool. Now come along here. I'm going to label this snare. Capitals. It annoys me. Cool. So now if I just solo the kick and the snare, we're just going to hear these channels here. Oh, cool. Let's just hear that one while it's saying. Oh, I like it. It's cool. Okay, let's just hear that top snare. Okay. Personally, I quite like snares to sound quite low anyway, so generally when I look at a snare, I kind of tend to aim for this region first anyway. Again, I'm thinking of the song in my head. I'm trying to tune it too much. I quite like that. Yes, because for beginners especially as well, just trust your ears and just don't do anything wild. Just don't do anything too crazy. If you're doing things that are sort of like 24 dB increases, there's probably something wrong if you're using like recorded material. Just do little increments, little bumps and little sort of subtractive elements. Just try to keep things balanced and just don't be too over the top with it to begin with, and then you can start to be wild as time goes on. But for now, just you hear something, you want to either improve it or you want to reduce something in it that you don't particularly like. Just more weight. You know what I mean? Just get more weight into it. We're going to go to gate in a minute. That's cool as well. A little bit lower than 2K. That's cool for me anyway. I'll just hear it in the song in a minute. Narrow the cue. Again, good housekeeping. It's a snare track. We don't really need to be hearing anything under 40 Hz. It's just good housekeeping. Okay. That's just worth looping around. I guess, you know, how much bottom snare do you want in this snare track? Do you want it sort of quite clean? I like it. I like the bottom snare, but I just don't think it needs too much right now. I might come back and I might adjust that. I'm kind of digging how that bottom snare track sounds anyway, so I won't EQ it for now. Again, I just cleaned it up and just come down by a dB. Just good housekeeping. Just get that headroom in there. Right. Solo on the bus. We're getting the hi-hat in there. Let's see if we can get rid of it with a gate for now, and later on we'll look at another way that we can remove it as well. We'll look at a way we can try to remove it with phase cancellation. So I want to use a gate. I'd like to use one of my Slate gates, but let's just use one of the Logic ones for now, and then we'll move on. I'm just playing with the gate at the moment, just seeing where best to. So it's too short. I want to make sure I still get all of the tell of the snare. It's got a cool way to make glitch effects as well, but we're not doing that right now. A little bit in there, but not half as much. And I might come back and use a better gate. Now I'm hearing it in. I'm just gonna reduce the threshold on that kick. So let's just hear what we had before. And then we added our EQ. We added our compression on the kick drum and our gate on the snare. Let's do the same with the snare track. Turn that auto gain off. That makes it quite like that. Just what sounds posh, what sounds nice. I like it. Hear the gate sort of sucking it. Nice. Let's just leave that there for now, and let's get the hi-hat involved, and then we can balance out how much we're worried about that that gate getting involved. I really like it. I might send it to the same bus as the overheads eventually, but for now I think I'm just going to EQ it here. Is that all we're listening to? Yeah, so just kick, snare and hi-hats. Let's just listen to the hi-hat. I just want to make them quite smooth and silky. So I'm actually just going to it's very subtle at the moment. more affected than they were. I don't know how they're going to sound with the track necessarily just yet, but let's give it a go. I really like the volume that they're sitting with the drums there. Let's pop them old school just a little bit to the left. Just with that little bit of EQ, I think they just sort of sit better in the kit. Let's save that there. I'm not even sure how much tom work's going on in this song. Let's have a quick look. Command down just so we can zoom in quicker than using the controls. Turn solo off here. What's going on there? Let's turn my loop off, otherwise it will jump straight back. No, it's just a lighter snare here. I might be wrong, but for now I'm just going to say there aren't any toms in these bits, so I'm just going to turn that off as solo. I'm just going to mute those, jump over them for now. Okay, we've got a stereo overhead track there, and then a mono one there. Nice. I just want to hear the mono one a bit. Let's hear it in relation with the work that we've done on the kick and the snare. Command 2, bring up that mix window. I just want to get an idea of how this is going to sound with what we've done on the kick and the snare. Let's hear it. That certainly brings everything to life. So like tight, and then this is almost like a glue. Get that hi-hat in there, sorry. I really like it. Great. We'll come back to the stereo one in a minute. I really like how that sounds. Right, let me hear those drums again from the top. As you can see, it is a lengthy process, but there's no point rushing. This is the fun part. Hang on. Not interested in anything else really at the moment. Really like it. Just to get more here, the decay a little bit more on those cymbals. We'll come back to that one in a minute. What's this? Smash. So we could just compress the hell out of that right now and just have a bit of fun with that, and then we could add that into our sound. Be careful on the snare on that one. So I just want to listen to that smash. Right, let's use the compressor for a different reason this time. let's leave this. Squish this all together. Sounds pretty crazy, but the key is, how does it sound in the song? How does it sound with the drums? Does it bring him to life? Or does it make the cymbals annoying and irritating? This is something you just have to experiment, trial and error. So we've got our kick and snare. I'm going to bust these other ones out that we're playing with in a minute, but I want to see what I'm doing with them first. So hi-hats, mono. Whoa. So we're going to balance it in. That's quite exciting. Mute it. Yeah, it's quite exciting. Might be cool to like automate that in a section so it was just those drums, so they sounded like they were coming out of somewhere completely different for a section. That we'll look at further down the line. I kind of want to know how long I've been doing this lesson for, because it might be worth us having a little break and then just doing another one. But let's just hear the work that we've done today. I really like where this is headed. Couple of things I'm hearing is some elements we might just want to adjust a little bit more as we go on, some gate things and things like that. But to sum everything up, what we've done so far, we've ordered everything, so everything's going out to the correct buses where it should be. We're going to do that with the bass, we're going to do that with the guitar, we're going to do that with the vocals. We've tried to keep a good amount of headroom in our mix. Hopefully we're not hitting the red. Good. Always keep your eye here. Just make sure that we're sort of around, well, anywhere -6 is good. -3, you know, just so you're not hitting the yellow with the red. Right, that is part 1 of Painted Crows, and we will carry on doing a few more bits to the drums next time. We'll get some effects on those drums, and then we will get them working with the bass. I am going to go check this video now, and I hope it works, because I don't want to do that bit again. Right, see you guys next time. Thank you, bye.